Every night before you go to bed, you really should be asking yourself one question and one question only. Why can't we all be more like Charlie Sheen? And I'm not talking about the, drug addict, maniac part. I'm talking about his attitude towards the world. Charlie Sheen knows that he's successful. He knows that whatever he's going to do, he's going to succeed. He knows that nobody can stop him. And he thinks that he is the best. No matter what type of obstacles you try to put in his way, no matter how many haters diss him all day, on television, on Twitter, whatever, he just keeps plowing ahead and it does not affect him at all. In fact, he just holds up a middle finger to everyone saying, I'm better than you, basically. And honestly, even if you don't like Charlie Sheen for any of his other attributes, that is something you can admire. And one thing, I've watched just about every Charlie Sheen interview, and aside from just his killer comebacks and the fact that he says something hilarious every time he opens his mouth, he said something that really provoked some thought in me. And that was basically when he was talking about how he quit drugs just by thinking about it, just by stopping with his mind. He said he cured himself with his mind, that he just did it. And he said that can't is the cancer of happen, or happening, one of those words. And I've discovered that that is so true. Can't is the cancer of America, I think. So instead of looking at Charlie Sheen as some sort of bottom feeder, someone that we teach our kids to not become, we should actually teach our kids to look up to Charlie Sheen. Maybe not Charlie Sheen himself, maybe a better version of him, like me, for example. Just kidding, I'm only 2 feet tall, so kids can't even technically look up to me. They would have to look. It doesn't really matter. My point is, in the United States, a lot of people raise their kids as if they want them to grow up to become losers, to be completely honest. I'm sure a lot of you guys have heard that some sports league in the United States for little kids don't even have a winner or a loser. They just play the game, and they're all participants. Everyone is a winner. There's really no competition in our schools until maybe you get to the junior year of high school, where there's some competition. I mean, having gone to school in China, there was probably more competition in first grade than there was, in my senior year of high school. And for some reason, people think that's a good thing. They think that, our children are so safe and protected from having to feel like a loser or failing at things that when they get to real life, they'll immediately succeed at everything because they've never failed in their lives. Makes perfect sense, doesn't it? Personally, I'm just going off on a tangent here, but I think it's parents being selfish. They just like to see their kids be happy. They don't even care about the children's futures. They only care about themselves, so they let them be happy. But you know what? Children shouldn't always be happy. Children should fail. They should cry. They should have scars and bruises and punches to the face and people shouting right up in their ear that they're losers, that they're fucking failures. People throwing them on the ground, kicking them, stabbing them, throwing salt in the wound, and then releasing the dogs. Okay, that might have been a bit of an exaggeration, but there's some kids that grow up, and until they get to the age of 16, when they get rejected by a girl, they never have a real failure in their lives. Throughout the first, however 15, 16 years of their lives, they have never matured in that respect. They are just as hurt by failure as a teenager as they were when they were little kids. And these are the type of people that we are going to send out to the real world to fend for themselves? Is you kidding me, man? But what these people don't realize is that when a little kid has never failed, he has never truly succeeded either. Because the only reason to truly succeed is by working hard, learning from your failures, and finally accomplishing a goal that you've been working very hard and very long to get to. If a parent decides to give their child a one-piece jigsaw puzzle and the child solves it in 5 minutes, they want to call that a success? Huh? No, it's not. It should be at least 2 pieces for it to be a good jigsaw puzzle. Okay, I really got to stop with the jokes. I got to keep this serious or else I'm going to confuse the audience here. My point is, when parents are protecting their children from failures, they're also keeping them from success. And when a kid has never experienced success and how good it feels to finally have defeated the obstacles to come back from failures, they're never going to know how good it feels. And when they hit real life, they're never going to try to reach it. Meanwhile, if you put a kid in a situation where he has to work hard to achieve his goals, for example, putting him in a real Little League baseball season, where he's going to have to practice and work hard with his team to not only lose games but also win some and enjoy the satisfaction and the knowledge building of both, that kid's going to be way better off than some loser kid who plays in a league where they don't even keep score and everyone is a winner. In fact, I'm not sure if you guys have read this article, but it was all over the place just about a month ago. This Chinese mother wrote a book called, I think, Tiger Mom or something like that, about her chronicles as an intensely aggressive Chinese mother, where she pushed her two daughters to great heights in music as well as academics. And she talked about one time when she was teaching her younger daughter to play piano, this one very tough rhythm that her daughter couldn't get over and over again, and she was ready to give up. But the mother just kept making her do it. She just sat her down in front of the piano for hours, just continuously trying the same rhythm. The daughter could not get it right, but the mother wouldn't let her eat, wouldn't let her do anything else until she did it. And of course, the daughter pouted, she cried, she was very upset, and it was turning into an almost painful experience. But the mother stayed at it. She didn't give up. She didn't say after the first time the daughter failed, it's okay, you're still a winner, let's go do something else. She kept at it. And you know what? Finally, the daughter did it. She played the rhythm correctly, and she was overwhelmingly happy. She had worked for hours to try to get it right, and she had finally succeeded. Do you think she really cared that she had failed for hundreds of times before? No. Her failures compounded with her victory made her even happier than if she had just succeeded at the first try. And I think that's one of the greatest things you can do as a parent. To push your children. To make them learn what it's like to succeed and to be like Tubox. And I wonder why all my fans hate. I calm myself. Now, I've only talked about academics, sports, and music, but your success does not have to come in any of those categories. You can teach yourself to win in anything, and it will contribute to every other aspect of your life once you have succeeded at something. For example, as a little kid, I was not very good at sports. However, I did win an event at the 5th grade track meet among at least 1,000 kids, and that was the standing long jump. So I just want to assure you guys that I have very powerful thighs as well as gluteus maximus. But aside from that, up until 8th grade, I had no major athletic achievements, but that's okay. You don't have to be successful in every category. I didn't say you have to succeed at everything. You just have to really succeed at one thing. But if you can teach yourself to succeed at one thing, for me it was music as well as chess. I was pretty good at those things. And having worked hard in those things, I read many chess books, I went to many tournaments and developed into a good player, but I also lost many games along the way, and same with music. I can't tell you how many times I've squeaked when playing my instrument. It was very painful. But on the other hand, after many years of hard work, I've been able to make all-county as well as all-state music festivals. So having succeeded at those things, now whenever I face a challenge, I'm confident in myself. I know I have what it takes to be able to be good. And I'm sure some of you might think, wow, that's so arrogant. How dare you have confidence? How dare this kid believe in himself? And that's the cancer of America. Everyone should learn to have arrogance, if you can even call it that. Everyone should learn to have confidence. That's why no one should hate Charlie Sheen, unless you dislike him for being a drug addict, which I can see. But the rest of him, there's nothing to be hate. This should be admired. So I encourage all of you guys out there who have never really tried anything in your lives because you were too afraid to fail, to really do it. Really put some effort into it and really try to set some goals for yourself. And even if you fail, you will have learned something. And that is a success in itself. Alright, watching. Thanks for guys, and I'll y'all see you later.